Hi everyone, welcome. Under multinational companies, we talk about the importance of the multinational company, the growth of the multinational companies, and we talk about how multinational companies develop. Right? We talk about the economies of scale is one reason, and the marketing advantage is one reason, and technical superiority is one reason, and financial superiority is one reason. Because multinational companies can have economies of scale, like a large bulk purchase discounts they can have. For example, imagine the company such as Nestle, Coca-Cola, or Walmart. Imagine the supermarket, for example, Walmart. We so far up to 2021, they have more than 10,500 supermarkets chain is there running in the world. Right. So economies of scale mean that even normally organizations have a large amount of items, right? They can purchase at bulk, and the bulk purchase they can enjoy. Not only that, from marketing advantages they can enjoy, and technical advantage they can enjoy. These are the all economies of scale. Only multinational firms can enjoy these things. And marketing advantage, like you can do the global advertising promotion campaigns you can have. As a result of that, they can able to handle like a large marketing campaigns, and must be able to get all the benefits for the entire countries. Like if you operate in more than 100 countries, imagine one global campaign can have the benefits. And technical superiority, financial superiority. You can see technical superiority means organization can have like an integrated system of technology, like information system, different levels. Example, say if you take the example of Nestle, they have a large amount of more than 184 countries they're operating. So and then what happened? They can have every country, they can actually integrate all their systems, information system, and every time the real time they can integrate. Then they find out how much sales we earn today, how much profit we earn today, how much purchases actually we bought, how much actually the volumes we went on these products, how much produce of Milo, how many production of like Maggi noodles, everything they can find out because of the integrated software systems are there. So every country from the head office on system they can manage, because in every country there are country heads also there. So with that management technique, they can actually integrated information technology system has given them to everything to analyze every business functions, all the business functions such as marketing, financial management, human resource management, operation management. That's why for this organization, when I go through this report with you, we find out that there is a separate head of technical department is there. Technical means the information system is really important for that IT systems. That's why that technical advantage is there. And financial superiority, because of the large organization, they have billions of money. You can see like every country they have the millions of money, the billions and millions of US dollars they are earning, they are repatriate back to the host country when they are coming from. This is the financial superiority. So less than the sole traders, partnership, private companies, public company, this multinational companies they have developed because they can have these gains, right? This is the maximum level the business can reach, that the global presence, right? So today in my basically I'm talking about the main benefits of a business of becoming a multinational, right? If you're becoming a multinational company like the Toyota, right, BA, Unilever, all these business organizations, they have some certain advantages. You can large customer base enjoy, which means every country there are domestic markets are opening on, and then as a result you can reach to so many consumers. Like world population right now we have about 7 billion, 8 billion, closer to 8 billion population. So multinational company will be able to, right, explore the entire market. If you fix to one country, you'll be stuck in that one country, or the market is limited to that country. But if you're operating in other more than one countries, you can actually access to global market, and you can increase your market customer base, which will increase the profits and win market share from the competitors. Lower the cost, you can reduce the cost. A lot of people thinking how it can be possible. When we introduce more shops, when we expand the business, cost also increase accordingly. But look at the purchasing benefits and the economies of scale. Since multinationals are large companies, they can exploit economies of scale and enjoy lower costs, and they can buy resources at lower prices and borrow money at cheaper rates, when bankers also like to give them at a very like convenient rates. For example, many will also reduce transport costs. This is because they are likely to set up factories in new countries, so that the distance from the production site to the market is reduced. So this is particularly important with the difficult to transport products like motor car. Reducing cost will help them to gain a competitive edge and put pressure from their rivals. For example, like Toyota, there are Japanese factories there, and there's UK also. There's a production hubs, assembling hubs are there. So because of that, they can reduce the transportation cost heavily, like that. So it's multinational mean not always importing from headquarters and selling that in the same way into local countries. No, it is actually manufacturing, selling and manufacturing both happening. For example, in Sri Lanka, the Nestle, there's about 3 factories are operating right now, and they're producing all their products, right? Maggi noodles, and then Milo, everything here, they are manufacturing and packaging, and they are selling. So that's how they are doing business operation there, and then do some value addition here also, giving employment opportunities for thousands of people, job opportunities, direct and indirect trading. So doing some economic value addition also, and they're also earning some money. It's like a win-win concept, and higher profile. Another non-financial thing is a higher profile, like in the media, you will be known as recognized as one of the like a biggest business organization, like we call conglomerate. And the business, if you're able to develop a multinational, will enjoy higher profile in the market. High profile means large companies with strong brand names are recognizable and may become household name. And then this helps to encourage existing customers and attract new ones. For example, multinationals like Google, McDonald's, Microsoft, Apple, and Coca-Cola are known to nearly everyone in the world. Right? Everyone in the world, they know this brand. That's right. You can high profile is there. Talk about the iPhones, in the high brand values are there. And also another reason why, what another benefit of being a multinational is you can avoid the trade barriers. You can avoid trade barriers because it is not just importing from another country. It is actually you come and you come with the piece, and then you take the approval from the government. It's a kind of FDI, foreign direct investment, and then the government allow you to operate in their country, multinational company, because it's operating everywhere in the world. So example, Coca-Cola, so they can avoid tax barriers as a result of that. That's one of the benefits of becoming multinational, is that the trade barriers can be avoided. Since multinationals are prepared to set up operations in other countries, right? Other countries, they can bypass trade barriers by establishing operations in those countries that have barriers in place. Once inside a foreign country, a multinational will be subject to the same trading rules and regulations as domestic producers. So one of the reasons why Japanese car producers such as Honda, Nissan, Toyota located factories in the UK was to avoid the European Union trade barriers. That's one reason. That's why, because if you locate in the European Union, European zone, then you can easily, without any trade barriers, restrictions, without any price differences, you can sell your vehicles. You can achieve the market. But if you are importing from a UK person, if you directly import it from Japan, he has to pay high tax. But since the UK factories are there in Toyota, Honda, so therefore Japanese vehicles are not that much expensive for Europeans. So not only UK, all the European Union countries, but all the 27 countries, they can enjoy these benefits. That's another reason. So avoid trade barriers. If you want to access the NAFTA, North American Free Trade Organization, Free Trade Association, right? That is US, Canada, Mexico. You can simply start a business in either next Mexico or either Canada or US. Then you can access to the entire NAFTA union like that. There are certain economic regions like they can access into those countries by establishing one business location there. That's one reason strategic business unit, you can locate it outside the country, and then you can get the tax benefits, trade barriers avoid, it can happen. And also lower the taxes. How this can happen? Multinationals can reduce the amount of tax they pay on their profit based on their head office in countries where taxes are lower. Some of the lowest rates of corporation tax are to be found in Ireland, Cyprus, Liechtenstein, and Gibraltar, where the rates are all 12.5%. Sometimes like Liechtenstein, and also there's some like island countries, especially BVI countries, British Virgin Islands and everything. This is known as a tax havens, right? You can see some countries, like you can see this recently now the ICJ, the International Consortium of Journalists, they actually revealed some Pandora papers. The Pandora papers, the leak codes, you can find out so many politicians, so many organizations are there. They using their like offshore companies, and they started the businesses in those low-cost countries, and they hide their wealth in those countries. So this was like a kind of a low-cost countries, kind of say tax havens in the world: Ireland, Cyprus, Liechtenstein, Gibraltar. So, and there are many more, right? Some countries are not there, like, Panama Island, and then British Virgin Islands, and there are some island in between Australia and New Zealand called Nauru Island. So like that, these are like a famous tax havens in the world. Like in Italy, there's a Sicilia, like that. Those these like mainly there are certain like a countries, like some cities like Macau, right? And previous it was the cities like a Swiss banks accounts are very famous. So a lot of businessmen, they operate there. They are actually the foreign countries. They are going operating. They're opening up a offshore company or multinational company, and they started their business, their head office, and then they deposit their all the wealth in those banks because they're not taking that much of taxes, sometimes tax free. So a lot of businessmen, they go and anchor their land at those countries, and they deposit all their wealth there, kind of a treasure hunting, treasure islands. This is the lower taxation benefits. Even multinationals also, they are doing these things. Normally every multinational company, government actually giving them some kind of a concessionary tax, sometimes giving tax holidays for 15 years, 10 years, no tax, because in order to attract them by giving these opportunities, because that's why these foreign direct investments are coming to countries, because government want to see the long-term picture, the long-term benefits to the country from increasing the infrastructure, increasing the employment opportunities, direct and indirect economic value addition. So government like to sacrifice their tax revenue, and then they are allowing them to operate right 99 years no tax holiday for 15 years. So the people definitely will come and they take the business and they enjoy, because sometimes in the host country, their own parent company, their own head office, sometimes the country of origin, they are not giving that benefits. But for the foreign companies, even in Sri Lanka also same, we have a famous organization called BOI, Board of Investment. So if you have the Board of Investment approval for any business organization, you can you're entitled for get the tax benefits, like 15-year tax holidays, 99 years, right? You can lease lands without any charges. So if a local persons try to start a business, you have all the taxes, regulations, everything's are there. But foreign businesses, the government are really flexible, because they know not like a small businesses, like a large multinational company, they are bringing billions of money into the country, which increase in return the foreign exchange reserves will go up, and opportunities coming from the market, and the employment opportunities, standard of living, everything, right? So look at this case study, activity 1, Nike. Nike Incorporation, well-known multinational strong brand, right? It is involved the design, development, manufacturing, and global marketing of a footwear, clothing equipment, right? So clothing, they have clothing equipment also, and also accessories and services. It is one of the world's largest producer of the sports clothing and equipment. In 2016, the company employed 70,700 people in hundreds of factories, over 40 countries, right? Over 40 countries, more than 100 factories around the world. In 2015, Nike Incorporation made a profit of US dollar 785 million. This was an increase of 20% on the previous year, and its revenue was up 4% to US dollar 7.7 million. That's 7.7 billion, right? Revenue was up. It was reported in 2016 that the Nike Incorporation was spent US dollar 804 million on advertising, right? They spent 804 million on advertising. This was a 10% increase in the previous year, right? So we can search, right? Real time, we can search about that. For example, we go to the Investingcom, so we can find out all the cases here, like normally every company, if you are regarding the share market analysis, we'll search about the real time, the information about the Nike. So here we go, investing.com. So I can type the word Nike in Nike, right? Yeah, we have a Nike Incorporation, a New York Stock Exchange, and the other one, Frankfurt. They are listed in so many countries, in Vienna, in Mexico. A lot of countries, they are multinational companies, therefore they can be listed in any country, right? But Nike is not there in the Colombo Stock Exchange. But we have we go New York Stock Exchange version. New York Stock Exchange, the US one, right? Here we go. Nike right now, US Stock Exchange goes around $150 share price, right? $150 right now. We'll see their charts, the share price movements, momentum. So they share price right now trading at 150 by share price going down. What I want to show you their revenue charts and everything, income statement. You can see Nike has steady growth even though it's a pandemic time. The country economy is facing so many challenges. Their revenue growth total, can you see the blue color pillars right now in 2021, their reported revenue is 44 billion, 44 and a half. Net income, their profitability, you can see profitability has improved, recorded level you can see from 2020 2.5 billion to 2021 5.7 billion. It was like a more than 100% growth rate is there annually. You can see quarterly, these annual figures. Net income is net profit for the year is there. And turnover wise, you can see there right now is 37 billion last year. This year 44 billion. There's a huge growth is there. If you want to find the percentage growth rate, like it's a final minus initial, divide by initial into 100. If you want to find out the percentage growth rate in revenue figures, you can find out what is the total revenue here. 44.5 billion minus 37.4 billion, the difference at 7.1 billion up, divided by original figure 37.4 into 100. That is, there's a 18.9%, right? That is around 19%. There's a revenue growth. You can see total revenue growth around 20% revenue growth is there, right? So like that, every company you can find out like the technical summary. So they say strong sell and strong buy, leading stock market, everything, and company profiles, everything we can go to like that. They are technical analysis, right? This is the situation, right? Historical data, financial forum discussion, technical analysis, financial summary, right? Look at the income statement, balance sheet figures. The Nike company, the income statement figures, you can see the income statement for the last couple of years. You can see 2020, 2021. Total revenue has increased, right? This is the, I want to say annual figures, not quarterly. Look at the annual figures goes up like this. 2020, right? 37 billion to 44 billion, about 19% up, right? So, and the advertising figure, you can see this case study also we mentioned how much they spent on advertising in 2015, but the recent figures you can see operating expenses, selling and general administration expenses they have paid. You can see 2020 they have spent 13 billion on advertising. 2021 they have reduced it to 12 billion, right? So they have reduced it. Marketing administration cost they have reduced. Every year for 2018 onwards, you can see 11 billion, 12 billion, 13 billion, 12 billion. This is the, but revenue wise, you can see 36 billion, 39 billion, 37 billion, 44 billion. So 2021 is a good year for their Nike. So this is the situation. There, everyone you can go to their income statement, everything we can access for that. So company looks like that. Okay, when go back to our original case study. So Nike says, in 2015 they have their net profit only 785 million, but right now their net profit, you can see if you go back to their net profit figures or net income figures, operating income, net income after taxes 5 billion, 3 billion, 4 billion, 2 billion, 5 billion. You can see 2.5 to 5.7 billion is there. They have increment. So this is a huge increment because when this case study was created in 2015, they recorded net profit only 785 million. Right, this is 2021. After 6 years, they increase it to 5 billion. Right, so this is a situation. It was so normally they're asking this question: what was the benefits of Nike of operating so many factories around the world? Right, this is a Nike worldwide one. So what is the benefit? What are the benefits of Nike operating so many factories around the world? Second question asking, how important is a strong brand name to a multinational like Nike? How important a strong brand name like multinational like Nike, and how does the Nike remain high profile company? How does this remain? Okay, let's go back to the right mark scheme of this one. So here we go. Yeah, Nike. What are the benefits to Nike of operating so many factories around the world? Right. Okay, Shia. Yeah. Yeah, I invite this answer to read. Right. Atika, can you read that answer question of one? Atika. Question number 1. What are the benefits of Nike of operating so many factories around the world?
Nike has control of hundreds of factories in over 40 countries around the world. This means they can supply markets close to their factories and avoid the cost of transporting large quantities of stock to buyers from a single factory. This will help to reduce the transport costs significantly and improve the profitability of the company.
Okay, thank you. Very good. So here, the one benefit they are giving here, that the transport cost they can reduce, because if you have produce in one factory and then you have shipments you have to do everywhere, so it'll be take long time to shipping and everything. You know, it will normally take, if you order something from another country, at least 1 month, at least 2 months, 45 days, 60 days it will take in normal shipments. Therefore, we can reduce this one if you're actually producing in their own factories or closer to the factory. Example, like every country we don't need to actually produce, but you can like one hub you can see. For example, in South Asia, we can have a factory in India, right, or in Vietnam, or low cost country like or China, and then we can produce everything to the Asian countries through China or Vietnam. We can distribute because it's easy for distribution from there. If it is Africa, so African region, we can produce something. Let's say we can go to the let's say one African country we can select, okay, like Kenya, and we can produce there. With Europe, you can produce some, okay, one European Union country we can pick, or we can still we can actually produce in China, bulk manufacturing, and then we can export there. Like that, that's the advantage, right? Cost of transporting the quantities of stocks and buyers from a single factory. This will help to reduce the transport cost significantly and improve the profitability of the company organization, right? Okay, in the second question, we're talking about how important is a strong brand name to a multinational like Nike. Strong brand name is really important, right? You know, in the sports, right, utilities, sports shoes, and all this market segment is mainly sports segments. You can see out of that, the branded famous brands are Nike, Adidas, you know, Reebok, New Balance, Puma, like that. There are certain, right, world famous brands are there. Even at Olympics also some players are using, and they are spending millions of money. You can see billions of money they have spent for the marketing every year, right? We just found out that they have spent 13 billion, 12 billion, 13 billion figures they are spending on marketing, right? Why they're spending such a marketing? Because sometimes for football clubs, sometimes for the athletic players, you know, sometimes for NBA and basketball, they're playing that much. That's why the marketing cost is that much. 12 billion, 13 billion marketing budget is there for them to pay for those football clubs, basketball clubs, and everything. So it's and also different sport, not only football, basketball, rugby, athletics. So many. That's why multinational tend to have a well-known brand names. So Nike is a very strong brand name, and this is very important because it helps to raise the profile of the business all over the world. A high profile in the market and a strong brand name will help to boost sales. That's why it's helping to boost sales. This is because when people see a recognizable brand like Nike, existing customers are encouraged and new customers are attracted. Actually, there's a really good like a movie also there. I think if you watch Netflix, you can see the Nike versus Adidas. So you can watch that movie. You can get some lot of business insight how the brand created, right? From Adolf Dassler, and then Adidas, and then the other brand Puma, and everything. Their biographies are there. So please watch. You can see a lot of business insight. You can learn how they actually survive in the bad time, in the World War times. Sometimes government asks them to actually produce the boots for soldiers. But they say, no, we are not producing, not a boot manufacturing company, we are a sports shoe manufacturing company. Like that, they have so many difficulties. At that one time, the government actually nationalized the Nike, they nationalized the Adidas factory because they wanted to take it from the private business arms, and then they have manufactured. And at the end, after fight, they actually taken back they again from the government. So many difficulties were there, but that's how they actually came their journey to become the number one in the sports arena. Right. Question number three, asking how does Nike remain high profile company? How does Nike remain as a high profile company? Right. Shiven, can you read that answer?
Since Nike's brand name is so important to the profile of the business in the marketplace, it's important to maintain its strong position. Multinationals such as Nike are prepared continually to reinforce brand names. One way to do this is to invest heavily in advertising. In this case, Nike spent $80 $804 million on advertising in 2016. This was 10% higher than the previous year. This is a huge amount of money to spend on advertising alone. However, it helps to protect the Nike brand and generate global sales. Indeed, Nike made a profit of USD 785 million in 2015.
Yes. So mainly the main reason they are telling is the advertising, the brand, how much they are investing, heavy investment on advertising. In 2016, they invested 804 million on advertising. So this has been increased. You can see right now how much they are spending on marketing, their marketing budget, sales, distribution, billions of money they are spending right now at this situation after 4 or 5 years. So that's the main reason, the secret of their success. The brand becomes more familiar with everyone. It's become a global brand. So they're spending continuously, right? That's why if you spend more money on advertising, there's a positive correlation between the sales and the marketing values, right? So that's a marketing, the Nike case study. So here we talk about mainly Nike's history, and then mainly what are the benefits of being mainly actually having so many factories around the world. And we talk about mainly how important the business organizations to like Nike to operate and a strong brand maintaining in the multinational factory, and how does Nike remain high profile company in the world. Right. Let's go back to the other one. What are the goods and bads? What are the advantages and disadvantages to a country from a multinational? So we're talking about the country, the guest country. You can see host and the guest. You can see when it comes to say what kind of impact is there for the Sri Lanka from Nestle, like that. What kind of impact is there from Coca-Cola to Sri Lanka, like that. So we are talking about the benefits of multinationals to a country or economy. Right. So look at that angle. So far I discussed the main reasons why, what are the benefits for a multinational company by being a multinational. But here we're talking about the benefits to a country, goods and bads mainly of the country level. So increase in income and employment. Here, the increasing part of the income and employment means, imagine like every company, they are providing opportunities for worldwide opportunities are there. If you start a factory, at least 1,000, 2,000 direct and indirect jobs can create it. So it's a good opportunity for the locals to work in a multinational reputed company. Imagine you got an opportunity to work in a multinational company. Like imagine you want to work in a bank. So you can start your career like a multinational bank like HSBC, Deutsche Bank, Standard Chartered Bank, like that. So it's increase your employability. So as a person, as a worker, because you get a wide scope of knowledge, and the foreign, you're able to work with the foreigners. Sometimes you're able to work with the new technology. So your employability, your knowledge will improve, and the employment opportunities, especially the country getting more opportunities, unemployment can be reduced as this way. So when multinational setup operates overseas, income in those countries rises, and multinationals create new jobs in developing countries. In 2010, there are more than 80,000 multinationals worldwide, employing over 80 million people. Over 80 million people they were employing. So it's a big opportunities. Imagine if you get opportunity to work in Apple, Google, Microsoft. These are the best places to work, right? All multinational companies, best places to work, and you can excel your opportunities. And also, local suppliers also get to work with the multinational arrives, like supporting businesses, right, who provide supplies of the raw materials and all, accommodation, raw material, housing, right, food, everything. The extra output and employment generated by multinationals will increase economic growth and raise living standards for people in these countries, right? Second benefit, the income. Increase the tax revenue to the government. This is the first one, employment opportunity. Second one, increasing in the tax revenue to the government. Always government are giving tax concessions, but they have to pay some income tax, not only corporation tax, sometimes value added tax they have to contribute, because those are like always, even though you're exempted from the corporate tax, sometimes the country normally asking to pay indirect tax like VAT and all. So automatically what happens, they increase the tax revenue because they operate in that country and they are selling. You can see out of those billions they have paid, sometimes billions of tax revenue to the government. So you can see if you go to this Nike income statements also, you can see how much tax they have paid, total adjustment of net income, extraordinary items. You can find out that monthly interest, net income before extraordinary items, total extraordinary items, net income, total adjustments. Like that, they have in net. Here we go. Provision for income taxes. Here you can see the total income taxes. You can see this is the New York Stock Exchange in USA. They have paid this much of taxes in net income in USA. You can see 6.6 billion net profit, and then provision for income taxes 934 million taxes US dollars they have paid. So economy like US economy 934 million income tax means it's a huge amount, right? For USA, this is only USA part chapter, right? There we can find out the other companies also. What is their German chapter? How much they earn for Germany, how much they paid for the Vietnam, how much they paid for the like you can see Nike. There are certain, you can see Nike, not only even it's a worldwide company. You can see Nike. You type the Nike, you can find out Nike. Different companies are coming. That is Vienna, Germany, right? This is USA, US chapter. For in the only USA, right? They have paid more than 700 million as an income tax. Right. So mainly, we can see that's the main advantage: increased tax revenue to the government. Right. Organizations can for the income increase in the tax revenue. You can see the profits made by the multinationals are taxed by the host nations, and this increases the tax revenue for the government in that country, and this can be used to improve the government services. Right? Although sometimes tax revenue may be lost by government, if multinationals locate their base in the tax havens. Sometimes that's why multinationals base in tax havens, then tax revenue might be lost. Right? Other one is the increase in export. Export value will increase sometimes if you're manufacturing and you're exporting to other countries, then export income also to the government is good for the economy, increase the output produced using the local resources. For example, Coca-Cola, they're using the local resources like water, free of charge. Like that, they are giving the local resources, sometimes mineral items, mineral materials, like raw materials they are using. So this output can be exported. Yeah, for output is sold out to the host country. Out of the host country, it is counted as export, and this helps to countries to increase their foreign currency reserves. Other one is for the country, the 1, 2, 3, fourth advantage, transferring of technology. When the country, a multinational country operates, the US comes with a multinational based on USA, the US technology can be transferred to Asian countries. This comes from the European country like Germany, the German technology can be used in the local countries like that. So transferring technology from HIC to LICs, high income countries to low income countries, that's a good thing. So multinationals often provide foreign suppliers with the technical help, training and other information. They may also help local suppliers to purchase resources and modernize production facilities. Right. Other one, improvement in the quality of human capital. As I told you, the workers, the employability will increase, the quality of life will increase. The multinationals provide training and work experience for the workers. So in less developed countries, such training may otherwise be unavailable. Right. Furthermore, government in less developed countries, low income countries, will often spend more on education to improve the country's human capital to attract multinationals. Right. For countries like Sri Lanka, you can see our literacy rate is 97%. Right, only second to Maldives. Maldives have 100% literacy, but here in South Asia, the second largest, high literate country is Sri Lanka. We have a lot of graduates. A lot of people have finished advanced level. Right, majority of people have like a university degrees. So right, everyone have 100% people attended the education systems are there. At least O-level qualifications are there. So as a country, that's why government attracting multinational as the way of, because we have human capital, we have educated labor. So the multinationals will be more easier for them to actually come and actually operate in the country, because everyone well educated, they know all the basics and professionalism is there. Technical courses are there, technical schools are there, and it's right. Different things are there for the quality labor we can find from these countries. And also it's happened in India, that the government invested heavily in IT and education in training, especially Bangalore. It's the IT hub of the India. We call that's called Silicon Valley of India is Bangalore. That much of educated software engineers are there in Bangalore. A lot of foreign multinational companies in IT sector, they're actually anchored in Bangalore right now, and they are mainly because of the countries, the province, the Bangalore area is not that much, hot countries, very cold climate is there. It's good for the computers and everything. And also there's a really good, like universities and the high multinational companies are there. Few multinational companies, outsource companies. So like that, that's a lot of countries actually focusing on developing areas like that, technical hubs, IT hubs like that. And finally, the enterprise development, entrepreneurship will develop as a result of that. Direct and indirect suppliers will be there. So they increase their business, set up businesses in less developed countries, and the multinationals maybe provide the skills and motivation need to enterprise. For example, arrival of new multinational may encourage local people and companies to supply services such as transport, accommodation, maintenance, cleaning, leisure activities like that. So you can see one factory, based on one factory, and you can see a lot of accommodation providers are there, restaurants are there, canteens are there, and some kind of leisure recreational activities are there like that. So other additional, you can see when the one multinational company comes, the additionally indirect jobs will be created. Thousands of indirect jobs, indirect opportunities are coming. So it's another development. These are the main benefits to a country from a multinational company, multinational corporation, right? So I hope you understand today's session. So we talk about mainly we talk about one case study, Nike. Talk about why Nike has to maintain a good public profile and how it operates, why they have to operate in more than one country, benefits of operating in more countries like that. And also we talk about the main advantages, the benefits of multinationals being in a host country, like mainly in income opportunities, tax revenue will increase, export will increase, technology will increase, human quality will increase like that. Okay. Then next session, I'm going to talk about the disadvantages of the multinational company, especially I'm talking about these kind of disasters which caused by the multinational, like Chernobyl gas disaster. You can search on Wikipedia about this Chernobyl disaster happened in 1986, and also Bhopal gas disaster happened in India, right? In the gas disaster, thousands of people died by inhaling the toxic gas. And Exxon Valdez oil spill that happened, the largest water pollution it can happen in the world because of the multinational company. Like that, these things I'm going to teach you in my next session, right? From that, I'm going to wind up our today's session. So see you in my next session. Then thank you very much, right?